Alright, well I'm finally going to get to putting the rear end in. So, I'm going to start by putting in the leaf springs. If I hang them kind of halfway up, I'm actually going to pick the rear end up tomorrow. It's all done being painted. Thing I forgot about, which I wanted to get these painted up, is the shock mount. On one side was busted, so I ended up just kind of ordering a universal one. I'll cut it to fit, weld it on there, it should be fine. It's the same size for the shock, which I don't know if I showed you guys or not, but I got all the shocks, everything kind of ready to go. So I'm just going to get to work on that. Hang the back of the leaf springs, get that welded up, get it painted, and then, tomorrow I should be able to slap the rear end in. I got the U-bolts, I actually left them in the truck, but bolt that in, put those on, hang the shocks in there, center section's painted, ready to go, and I got all the gaskets and all that stuff for the axles, so I can slap those back in. So yeah, it's going to go together really in a hurry, and I should be able to slap it on the ground. And then the front end here, I just got to button up steering. It's all just kind of sitting there loose. And who knows, I might start working on brake lines and fuel lines and all that. But that's what we're working on today. Okay, so I cut the old mount off, and this one I just kind of cut down because it's meant to be bolted in, but I thought instead of drilling in through that, it'd be easier to weld it back on. So ultimately it's, basically the exact same thing. The diameter and all that's the exact same, so I'll just kind of eyeball that up with the other one, so it's probably just centered, and buzzer together. Pretty simple to weld together. I just grabbed the shock out of the package, but you can see it'll fit on perfect. Tighten down the ends, little washers, and that's it. So I'll hang both those up to get painted, and I'll be ready to go, ready to be installed tomorrow. Okay, so I just painted both the hangers there, whatever you want to call them, the shock mounts, and then the U-bolts. I just blasted those with a little brake clean, and then I sprayed them down with a little bit of clear coat just so they don't rust too bad. I mean, not this thing's gonna be out in the winter time, but might as well. So I'll do that. Let that dry. While I'm doing that, I'm going to hang these in the car first, and then I can get to jamming in the leaf springs and all that. So it should go pretty smooth. Okay, so pretty simple under here. This obviously comes apart. I just slipped it through the piece of the car. I have one bushing on. I got this on just to hold it as I wiggle the eyelet over. So hopefully it goes smoothly. Okay, so both sides are in. I left the bolt out because I don't have a nut for it yet, so I want to make sure I don't put that in and forget it, because that would be a pretty catastrophic failure down the road. So I'm going to do that. I'll do the other side, and same thing, I'm just going to wipe these down and give them a quick coat of fresh paint, just because they're already kind of black, but they're all scuffed up and stuff from travel. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. Tomorrow I'll grab the rear end, slide her in there. It should just plop on. It has little locating pins right there, and then some U-bolts. Clamp on the pads underneath, and then hopefully my fancy shock mount and all that is in the right spot. Put the shocks in. Everything kind of needs one more coat of paint, and then I have the gas tank to put in, which is just sitting in a box. So it's nice. Everything's just kind of going together, all new parts. Okay, so I'll get the other side together real quick, and bring you guys back. Alright guys, so there we go. They're both in. Turned out okay. I'm just going to let this dry overnight because I just put a quick coat of paint on them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I got those painted. Everything else ready to go. Got the shocks and all that sort of stuff. So picking the rear end up at noon. So tomorrow should be a pretty eventful day. So I'm sure I'll be back tomorrow. I'll get the rear end in, get it all together, start looking like a car again. Alright, that's it for me tonight.